told I can start. So, hello everyone, this is Kwe from GSK GSK Consumer Health, calling from Geneva, Switzerland. I'm sorry I can't be with you today. I guess we can all blame the same, COVID. But I'm happy to be able to join you virtually today, and big for this session, whether in person in Berlin or virtually like me. What I'm going to share with you today is short, 20-minute presentation on consumer empathy and how we've step change really disrupted it at GSK, and hopefully it's going to be somewhat different, a bit unique versus some of the other things you've been exposed to so far, and you will see hopefully something a bit more immersive, personal, as a way to drive empathy with some of your business partners and colleagues. So as I said, the presentation should be about 25 minutes, and we should have a bit of time for Q&A at the end. But don't hesitate to ask them in the chat. I can address them at the end of the session. Good. So let's start. And before I move into the actual topic, I'm going to share a few words about GSK Consumer Health and what we mean consumer and customer obsession, which is really at the core of our company value, and we are really serious about consumer as well as customer obsession. This is really the driving force of everything we do. Obviously, consumer customer understanding is critical in all industries, for all categories, brands. But when you're in healthcare, that's important, because you don't deal with consumers. We deal with patients who suffer from health condition, and it's absolutely critical you understand them. So we bring to life this consumer customer obsession internally through this we care, we connect, and we commit framework. And I'm going to say a few words, just a few words about those three pillars for us. What do we mean by we care? We care is really seeing the world through the eyes of our patients, of our consumers, and therefore, critical for us that we don't, only listen to them, but that we really empathize with their struggle, with all aspects of their life, and that we don't only focus on, but that we really see the person in its totality, above and beyond the actual condition. So this is what we mean by we care, and I'll come back to this word empathy, which is really important for us at GSK. The second element of the pillar is all about connection. And here again, what does it mean for us is that, yes, we walk in our consumer shoes, and you will see that in the example I'm going to share with you in a minute. We have taken this concept of walking in consumer shoes really literally, and that we ensure that we fully understand their full health experience journeys, that we understand the moments that matter for them, what are some of their behaviors, those we can possibly influence, so that they can manage their condition better, easier. And those should be, of course, the springboard for better communication, and better innovation for our patients. Third and last element of the of our framework is all about commitment. I think caring is important, but obviously to action everything you learn and make sure that you make a meaningful difference in people's life. That goes, of course, for us way beyond the purchase decision, and for this we partner very much with consumers and customers to design, build credible solution, as I said, communication, innovation ideas to the market. So as I said, for us, one of the key words is empathy, and there are many definition in the literature for this important notion. I've chosen one that fits very much what we've done with this program, which is the ability to step into the shoes of another person, aiming to understand their feelings and perspective, and use that understanding to guide your action. And again, stepping into the shoes is really, really important, and you'll understand why in a minute. As I said, what I'm going to share with you in a minute, a bit of a teaser, is a bit different, but at GSK Consumer Health, we use all kind of qualitative approach. Don't see what I'm going to share with you as something that would replace some of the more traditional or cutting edge techniques. No, that comes really on top. We obviously talk to consumers, to patients, to healthcare professionals at research facilities, virtually via video chat. We immerse with them in their homes while they shop, in their cabinet, or as they use our products. That's obviously part of our job day in and day out, but this experience I'm about to share comes really on top. Why is it necessary? Because we've realized that sometimes in some circumstances hearing consumers speak or observing them do things is not sufficient. It is obviously extremely helpful, brings a lot of insights, but sometimes insufficient. And we feel in certain circumstances to drive really empathy and to fully experience another person's life, you need to feel it for yourself. So you have to go through yourself the experience. And this is very much the case for me, dealing with the pain management portfolio of brands, and in particular as we deal and help millions of osteoarthritis or OA sufferers around the world. Why is it so important? For two reasons. So first, because most of those OA sufferers are elderly people. Therefore, they've left the workforce, and this is also a condition that very few of us, in fact, none of us at GSK in our team has ever experienced. So never experienced the condition. We are not in the right kind of life stage, so we can't really relate to any personal experience. Feel again, listening to consumers, observing them, is critically helpful, but insufficient. Before I get into the actual experience and show you what we've done, just a few words about OA. In fact, more than words, you see the picture on the right. I guess this is familiar for some of you. This is the results of OA. OA osteoarthritis is a degenerative that impacts joints all over the body, so hands, knees, spine, and that is a big source of impairments and loss of independency for aging population. For information, about 80% of OA sufferers around the world are in constant pain. 80% also of them have limited ability to move, and 25% of them cannot even perform your basic daily activities. So this is on the impact on a personal level. This is also a major impact for social system around the world. This is the fourth cause of disability worldwide. More than 40 million people impacted across Europe, and this is also a huge cost for sufferers. So that you understand the context. Now it's been a long introduction, so I'm going to show you what we've done actually. So what we've done really is organize what we've called empathy immersion, or empathy experience for cross business partners as well as agency partners, to give them the opportunity to try an OA suit as well as gloves that had been developed by the Loughborough University in the UK. And this OA suit really helps simulate some of the aspects of what it feels to suffer from osteoarthritis. Not all aspects, but some critical aspects, such as reduced mobility, the sensation of suffering from limited movement, the discomfort. What we don't simulate, we don't want to torture our business partners, is the pain, which is obviously an important element. But we can simulate different level of OA severity. We can simulate OA at various sites, points of the body, and also the impact on the daily living. So as you can now understand, something a bit unique, but very powerful to drive, empathy. Really putting yourself in the shoes, in this case, in the body of your target consumer, and really experience part of what he or she feels. As I said, here we don't simulate the pain. We don't also simulate, or we can only imply all the emotional impact of suffering from osteoarthritis. Still a powerful experience for our business partners. And I'm gonna share a 5 minutes video that will we've done, what we've learned through this experience, and I'll come back for a few few more slides and wrapping up after this. While you watch the video, I would encourage you to think about how you could translate, reapply the principle for your company, for your industry, for your category, for your brand, possibly, because and it might not be straightforward, easy, obvious for all, but obviously that can spark some thoughts for some of you. So let me now move to the video. Enjoy.
I realize how difficult this must be for someone who has to do it every day and every now and endure it through their life. So it is definitely thought-provoking as against what I believed earlier.
I felt a bit frustrated about my limitations, that I can't do as I usually do. to that I'm quite slow with the movements and struggling with simple things.
It's not about running a marathon or doing a sport or riding a bike. It's really the joy of climbing up the stairs. So these small moments of the day that we, because we don't have OA, we don't know how restriction they are, how struggle it is for a person who has that.
I had to repeat the action in order to see how I can find a new way of doing the exercise. For example, with the egg, I use the knife to remove the paper. So I was trying to find new ways of doing the exercise.
You can do things, but just not the way you used to do them. So you're either less accurate in what you do, less precise, slower. So it changes. It basically put a version of you that is not, the optimal you, which is then frustrating.
This experience has definitely opened my eyes to what our consumers go through. I think moving forward, I'll ensure that when briefing creative or when speaking to agencies or even when doing research with consumers, we really take into account some of the smaller things that we may take for granted because these little things in life aren't a challenge for us, but they clearly are for our consumers. So we really need to take that forward and make sure we make that the heart of our strategy.
This one will be fun.
I've studied this. I've seen people move with, let's say, joint restrictions. Obviously not pain, but it's always good to experience it yourself because then you can, again, it's hard to develop products and services for people if you don't know who they are.
Hard, isn't it?
The alternatives definitely helped. So I used the alternative to open the water bottle and to put on the socks. But yes, it made me feel like I needed something extra to be able to do something that should be normal, that we do every day. Yeah, that helps.
It's a strange and powerful experience. When you see someone on the street that is actually slower, and that it's kind of a invisible condition they have, you're like, thinking maybe a bit more, oh, this person is maybe going through something much more than what we just see.
Yeah. I think with patients we have to be mindful of compliance. That's everything. Drugs don't work if you don't take them. So if you're making it difficult for people to access them, they're not going to take them. I thought it would be an interesting thing to do. I didn't realize it would be quite so insightful.
It's important because we have an aging population. And a lot of the people who are older have retired, they've left the workplace. So the people in the workplace that are designing products and services, they can't draw on their own experience. So you kind of have to help encourage them to empathise with that older age group by allowing them the chance to experience it for themselves. That's very powerful.
We're giving you the full experience.
I'm getting the full experience.
When I'm using the simulation, there's usually something new that I can learn. It's kind of like I go on the journey with them, and as they're learning, I'm learning with them. So no, it's always really interesting.
Knowing what exactly a person goes through in every step of their life or every task is a very different level of empathy as against hearing them speak or watching them do things. So I guess I'm the better for it. I will respect conditions more. I'll have more empathy towards people. So that's definitely something I'll take away. Yeah.
Okay. I hope you've enjoyed the video and really understood what we did, what we've learned. As go through some, interesting experiences. So, as I said, why developing such experiences for your business partners? What could be the the benefits, I think they're quite obvious. Overall, driving empathy with your consumer. Importantly, as your business partners go through the experience themselves, that helps to build really lasting memories. Sometimes you behind a one-way mirror, or attending a presentation, or receiving a long report, you can be distracted, you can multitask. The memorization is not always as strong as going through such an experience. It obviously helps you think differently about people, your target consumers, patient if you work in healthcare. And that's also something is really important, and something we're taking advantage of, that can be scaled and leveraged with other audiences, such as retailers or healthcare professionals that really appreciate going through such experience as well. There are other benefits. Obviously, that helps develop better innovation, and obviously there is not a direct link between this experience and this award-winning successful innovation. Many things led to this, but that's definitely helped, and it has been one of the key driver. The other thing is that it helps you also develop better communication. With our recent Voltaren Grandpa advert campaign, we really wanted to drive emotion, empathy, and it's been the best ever tested copy, not only for Volt, not only for pain relief, but for the OTC category in a number of markets, including the US. So positive for your business partners, good for innovation, good for communication. So at the end of the day, really a very positive complementary cues above and beyond all kind of qualitative research. And here you can see some of the verbatim we've received from some of the top leader in our organization, so you can see and realize that it was really appreciated, and has really helped us disrupt, step change empathy for our consumers at GSK. Voila, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I think we should have 5 minutes left. So if you have any build question, I'm all yours. Thank you very much.
Questions from the live audience, or from the remote audience?
Maybe you want to type them in the chat because I've got a big echo.
Oh, should I say it? Yeah, okay. That was really interesting to see the exercise in empathy that you did. What's the next thing? Are you going to do more exercises in empathy targeted at other conditions?
Some delay.
Yes, absolutely. So the question is, kind of, as you develop kind of other experiences for different conditions, the answer is yes. Obviously, it's easier for some categories, for some brands than for others. But for example, we have developed similar toolkits for migraine, and something that has been also the base for new campaign. Something that we are also rolling out with retailer partners, with healthcare professionals. and that also has been extremely successful. So we don't have it for all categories, but for some. And which other indicators have you managed to simulate like this? So yeah, as I said, I really don't want to pretend that such an experience helps you fully understand what it feels to suffer from OA. That would be stupid and really not respecting our patients. So there are definitely certain aspects that we couldn't simulate. As I said, the pain, ethically, while sometimes I would love to, I'm not supposed to torture my business partners, so that's one. And as I said, the emotional aspect, because pain is as much physical as it is emotional. So this, you can only experience this if you suffer from such a chronic, lifelong condition. Still, there are certain aspects that we can simulate, and all the limitation, the restriction, the difficulties to perform basic daily activities. This you can definitely simulate, and this has really sparked a lot of ideas for us, for our business partners that we're starting to bring to market. But again, we simulate some aspects of condition, neatly not aspects, and we know our patient a lot more than what we can in such sporadic experience.
Here's a live question here.
Thank you, that was really interesting. I just had a question about the conditions which you don't have access.
Right on time, so
oh, I can't hear me.
I think I'm going to stop here. Thank you for your presence, and I'm available after this if you have any questions, if you want to about the experience. Thank you very much.